Hey, how's it going? How's everybody doing? Oh man, I'm not used to seeing my face like that. Oh my gosh, I'm so different. I should probably put on my hat too. All right, how's it going? Happy Tuesday? Yeah, I totally shaved. I'm not used to like seeing myself like from that angle shaved. Oh my gosh, how's it going? Happy Tuesday. Something's up with my mic. It doesn't sound loud enough. That's super weird. Hopefully it's loud enough. Hey, dude, Corfy, what is up, man? Oh man. Let me adjust my audio. Dude, Corfy, lights are going, man. Party as soon as we get started. Corfy, jeez, man, how's it going? Corfy, 5 gifted subs. Right off the bat, dude. Thank you so much, man. Corfy, man. So Agent Fennec, Golenda, 10 Boz, Rotozip, I'm going with that. NYX Goldstone, enjoy your gifted sub from Corfy. Dude, thank you so much. 5 gifted subs, tier 1. Dude, thank you so much. Appreciate it, man. Oh, man, how is everyone doing? Man, hopefully good. Hopefully good. Let me get my levels normal. Man, hopefully everyone's doing good. It's Tuesday. I can't believe it's Tuesday already. Is it Tuesday? Yeah, it's Tuesday. Feels later. I don't know. I don't know what day it is anyways. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Man, a lot of people in here already. So thank you. Appreciate it. Welcome. How's it going? Let's see here. Man, Corfy, again, dude, thank you so much. Looks like there was another follow just recently, so I'll call those out. There was actually the 3 or 4 people that got gifted subs too. So really quick, it looks like LMAO. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. 10 Boz going with that. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. And Rotozip. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. So how's everyone doing tonight? Having a little craziness with my levels. Hopefully everyone's doing okay. I'm super excited to be here. Let's just start from the top. Yeah, well, first of all, like, what's everyone working on? I know what I've been working on. Something pretty awesome that I've never done before until this week. So hopefully I have some awesome stuff for you this weekend. But yeah, trying something new, and it's actually super fun. I've been having a ton of fun doing it. I don't want to say a whole bunch about it, but hopefully you guys are trying something new. Hopefully you're learning something new and applying it right away. That's what I've been doing actually yesterday. It's a little bit on Sunday and a little bit on Monday night. So it's been pretty awesome. But let's start from the top. PC Geek, hey, first here. Hey, how's it going? How you doing, PC Geek? What's up? LMAO, howdy, how's it going? Yeah, the banana command works, that's for sure. HomeLab New, hey, good to see you again, man. How you been? Finally caught a stream. Yeah, welcome back. How are you doing? I think I'm gonna put my hat on. There's like too many changes at once. There we go. I'll put the hat on, shaved. How about that? That's a little bit a little bit better. Too many changes at once for me, that's for sure. I know I changed a ton of stuff in the room too. You probably can't tell, but I can tell with the lights and audio and stuff. But anyways, finally caught a stream. HomeLab New, glad you're here. Good to see you. PC Geek, we missed him. Yeah, we certainly did. Mafney, how's it going? Good to see you. How are you doing? Lincoln Shadow, hey, how's it going? Welcome, happy Tuesday. I think my network is bad, I think. Lincoln Shadow, let me know. Let me know if it's something with my stream. I think my stream's doing okay today. I see 0 drop frames, 60 frames per second, and full throttle on the bandwidth over here. So yeah. LMAO, you're working on Proxmox. Nice. What aspect of Proxmox? What are you working on? Or what are you hopefully not struggling with? Or what questions might you have that I might be able to answer? PC Geek, breaking stuff as usual. I hear you. I feel like I'm always breaking something. I feel like I break more stuff than I fix sometimes. Let me adjust one more thing. Apologize. I should have had this all. It's kind of hard to get my lighting perfect until I actually see that screen over there. But maybe that's a little bit better. Not so dark and in the shadows over there. I don't know. That might be too bright. I don't know. So anyway, Sigor, how's it going? Good to see you. Yeah, welcome. Man, lights are working too. You guys are spending points. Love it. All right. I'm in Hawaii. Love it. Yeah, my lights are working. I'm so glad that I figured all of that out. Anyways, I'm kind of rambling, but it was tough figuring out how to get my Broadlink devices on the IoT network to communicate with the service that I wrote, and to get those to come from my API to another API to the IoT network to turn those on, to connect to Twitch, Yeah, it's crazy. It's a series of tubes. I'm surprised it works. But yeah, awesome. Thanks for earning those points and thanks for redeeming them. LMAO, found your YouTube channel today. Love your videos. Got a question for you. Yeah, well, thank you. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for making it here. Thanks for the compliments. What questions can I answer for you? Hopefully I can answer them. Nick's Goldstone, can't fix it if it's not broken. That's right. Well, actually, if it's broken, or if it's not broken, you can still fix it. That was old home improvement. I don't know, old home improvement joke. But yeah. That looks like a Chris Haas. Hey, so fresh and so clean. Yeah, it totally is. I just like went crazy. The hair, I cut my hair off. Well, actually, this isn't too crazy for my hair because I used to shave my head off for many years. I've shaved my head. And then during the whole COVID, I was like, oh, just let it grow out. And so I let my face grow out really long too. And now I'm just like, I don't know, I'm cutting all kinds. Every couple of weeks, I'm trying something new. Just trying to throw off people and the algorithm too. The facial recognition algorithm on YouTube. I got to switch it up every now and then. One day I'll do no glasses. So then I might attract people without glasses or vice versa. LMAO, I would love a video with some, well, here we go. I would love a video or some help getting LVM Thin working on Proxmox. Hey, what's the problem? What's the problem with LVM Thin? Let me know. Because that should be just, that should just work, I thought. Yeah, thanks for the Discord link. Yeah, thank you. Gorfy, man, there it is again. I'm scrolling through, getting there. Man, Gorfy, sharing those subs. Thank you so much, dude. How are you doing, man? I didn't see you comment yet. I haven't gotten to it, but I hope you're doing well. PC Geek, oh yeah, popcorn time for sure. Awesome hair, Home Lab new awesome haircut. Yeah, I cut it all off. I was just trying to change it up for sure. There's Gorfy. Hey, enjoy. How's it going? Kuroi Kage-san. Kuroi Kage, how are you? How have you been? Hey, yeah, it's been a while since you've been in the stream. How are you doing? It's what? You're in Japan. So what? It's like 5 a.m. there? No, 12, 14. I don't know. It's 9 a.m. there, 9:30. I'm just guessing. Just doing napkin math on my watch. But how are you doing, man? I haven't seen you in a while. Hopefully things are going well. PC Geek, I was doing GPU Passthrough, but epic failed with my server suddenly died. That stinks, man. Yeah, GPU Passthrough is it's hard to get right. Like I've done it probably 6 times now, I think, and 6 times where it worked, and many other attempts where it didn't work. Most of the time, it doesn't kill your PC or it doesn't bork your whole system, so that's unfortunate. But yeah, it's a tough one to get working. Like I should say it's easy to pass things through. It's just difficult to get virtual machines if you're passing through a video card to then use that video card. If it's in NVIDIA, a whole lot of ifs there. But yeah, it's I agree. It's one of the most challenging things I've done. That and my top 2 challenging things are that and getting traffic load balancer. Or reverse proxy to work with Metal LB. But anyways, Mark H and NC, new stuff, dipping my toes in Dynatrace. Nice, Dynatrace. I don't know anything about Dynatrace. But tell me about Dynatrace. I should know more about Dynatrace. PC Geek, good thing it didn't hurt anything. Yeah, that's always good. For sure. Debos, hey, thank you for the Pi-hole sync. Got it implemented because of your video. Hey, yeah, no problem. You should thank the Gravity Sync repo for that. But yeah, no problem. I think it was almost exactly what I was looking for a long time. I think the only thing that could be better is if like Pi-hole did it themselves. I know there are some limitations with it, right? Like, if you use DHCP, sorry, you're not going to get much benefit of it there. But I thought that even if you are using it for DHCP, you would just disable DHCP on one of the servers, but and then just only manage DHCP in one spot. But anyways, Debos, yeah, I think it's fantastic. It's a nice little script and utility to keep things in sync, and now I can reboot. I'm almost to the point where I can reboot one of my whole servers. All of my workloads were shift. And then there's kind of one of each on each so that I can just take a whole entire server down. Things will still run. Might get a little blip with Kubernetes stuff, but that will pull down a new workload or spin up pods when it's unavailable and should just work. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome. And I'm surprised I didn't stumble upon that earlier. I don't know, it just must have bad SEO on the guy's blog post and on that GitHub repo. Because, you know, I should have found that a long time ago. Like, that's like, I don't know. I feel like, because I've searched for Pi-hole HA, or it's not truly HA DNS, but I've searched for similar things for a long time. Never came up. And that repo's been around for a while. So anyways, hopefully it's getting boosted lately in Google search. Home Lab New, doing well. First half of the Masters project complete. Nice, man. Congratulations. First half done. I'm gonna try to adjust this without making too much noise. There we go. Awesome, man. Dude, how's it going? Hopefully well. Man, it's crazy because I remember a while ago when you saying you were just starting it and now you're halfway done. That is awesome. Congratulations. Good milestone. Wolf Norik, hey, how's it going? Didn't recognize you without a hat. Yeah, no hat, no scruff either. Yeah, I'm switching it up. Yeah, my hat, I don't know. My hair is it's going to be even crazier now because it's curly. If I even touch my hair once throughout the day because it's curly, like it goes crazy like Kramer. So like now it's like once you put a hat on, there's no turning back. Once you go hat, you just can't turn back until I take a shower. That's how my hair works. LMAO, LOL. Hey, Quinn, how's it going? Good to see you, dude. Yeah, welcome. See, go, there he is, yeah. LMAO, trying to get a LVM thin to work on a VM. That should just work. You're trying to just provision a thin hard drive for that virtual machine, right? On Proxmox, does it need to be ZFS backed to be able to do that? Refresh my memory, maybe, possibly. League of Shadow, nope. Was my Wi-Fi was the problem? All right. Well, glad you figured it out. Quinn, do you stand for streams? Yeah, I do. I'm actually standing right now. See? Yeah, I do. I do stand for streams. Ever since I have a sit-stand desk. I've had it now ever since COVID, and I had one at work, so I was kind of used to it. And I just decided like. When, at least for work during the day, like whenever I have a meeting, I'm just going to stand. It's really easy to think about like, oh, meeting, stand. No meeting, sit, unless you remember to stand. And so I just kind of got in the habit now. And I was like, one day I was just like, well, this is kind of like a meeting. The camera's on, like, cause I use this whole entire setup for meetings too, except for I change the lights. They're not all colored, during meetings. But anyways, yeah, I do stand because it's I don't know, it keeps me more alert, I think, when I'm standing. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I do. Pizza Geek, need some Hawaiian warmth in here. Getting the low teens, about a foot of snow on the way. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, we're way up north, but you know, it's hovering around 20s, 30s, but no snow. I mean, we got a light dusting. I think it was yesterday. I mean, like a light dusting to where you can kind of see white on the ground. But other than that, it's been pretty boring winter so far, which, you know, up here way up north, like boring is fine for the winter time. But then again, it's like, you know, if it's cold enough to snow, I kind of want snow, you know, especially since, you know, I'm working from home. It's like, yeah, I'll go shovel in the morning. I'll shovel midday. It doesn't matter. But yeah, that's awesome, man. Well, awesome, I think, but yeah, foot of snow, that's a lot to get all at once for sure. Mark H. Would make a video to show how it's done. The lights. Oh, yeah, it's the lights in here. Yeah, it's I think I didn't release the code. I said at some point I'd probably release the code to do it, but the code's pretty straightforward. It's I have Philips Hue lights in here. I have a Philips Hue hub, and then I wrote a bunch of code that basically says like, hey, when you get this event, switch the scene. And so in Philips Hue, I have 3 scenes. Well, three that you can interact with. So hey, Mazoraxis. Hey, thanks for the sub, resub. Prime, 2 months strength. Thank you so much. Yeah, party in here. Yeah, partying here. Thank you so much for the resub. Really appreciate it. Thanks for the continued support. So yeah, Philips Hue. I have 3 scenes that you guys can interact with. They're each named their own thing. I think it's, yeah, they're all named there. And so then on the back end, I wired up a Node API or a Node client up to Twitch's API. Twitch's API, I use their PubSub model. And so I said, hey, I have 3 redemptions that I care about, 3 events. When you fire one of those 3 events, look at that event, and then in that event name, match it up to a scene in my room. And then there's a whole bunch of custom code. Everything else, all the hand waving is custom code I wrote. But high level, that's how it works. Redemptions in Twitch, when those get redeemed, my Node.js client listens for that event, says, hey, this event was fired off to Philips Hue. Here, you take care of that, And then Philips Hue is like, hey, I know what to do with that. I'll make the scene Hawaii or Tokyo or Northern Lights or Aurora Borealis. So yeah, that's all it is. I could probably release it at some point, but it's it's probably, like I always say, my code is like mediocre at best. But yeah, so high level, that's how it works. But I have Philips Hue. So depending on what light system you have, it's going to change. So it's like, okay, do I release some code specifically for Philips Hue to show how to do this? And then people don't have Philips Hue and then they can't do it. So it's going to depend on who your IoT light provider is and if they then have an API to do it. But oh my gosh, that's a lot. I feel like I'm like explaining, doing a code review. But anyways, yeah, Mark, yeah, let me know if that helps, man. Ninx Goldstone. Oh my God, I love Home Improvement when it was airing. Yeah, there was a few quotes I remember from there. I mean, I was young, but I always remember Tim the Toolman Taylor used to say, "If it's not broke, you can still fix it." That was always his quote. And I was, I was younger. I was like, what is he talking about? And now I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. you can still fix it. The PC Geek, his Broadlink video and TwitchBot stuff, basically. Yeah. So the flashing lights are my Broadlink. The other lights are Philips Hue. So I have a couple of lights. But yeah, my Broadlink video and repo, that's all open source. Yeah, go check that out. If you're figuring out how to change infrared lights, with the little infrared universal remote, yeah, that's all open source. Go grab it, use it. It's actually, I created a Docker container too. You can pull it down, add it to your home lab or Synology or Rancher Docker, Kubernetes today. It's all out there. But then you have to own the actual part, the piece, the Broadlink universal remote control. Let's see here. Felicity Alphonse at Techno Tim, can I buy you a? Oh wait, hold on. Here we go. Well, I got to screen these now. I'm kidding. Can I buy you a local liquor store gift card instead, supporting local business and you? Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. You really don't have to, but I appreciate that. You don't have to do anything at all. Just being in here and commenting is more than enough, more than I can ask for. So thank you. Take what you were proposing to buy and donate somewhere. I would be more than happy if you did that for sure. And drinking habits. I don't really drink though. I don't. I think the last time I had a drink was, it was like a month and a half ago. And that was only because my neighbor, he got married and then like he invited us over for just like sit outside and have a drink. And I was like, I better have a drink. They got married. Before that was probably 6 months ago. I don't know. I never do. Cause I part Japanese. And so I have the part of the Asian blood that makes me turn really red. And so my grandmother's Japanese, she gets it. That's why she never drank. My dad's half Japanese. He gets it. That's why he never drinks. And then out of me and my 4 siblings, I was the only one to get it. So I don't drink because it's painful. Not painful, but just hot, itchy, tired, red eyes, the whole thing. Red face. But yeah. So anyways, I appreciate the gesture for sure. But yeah, give that to donate somewhere for sure if you were thinking about it for real. Wolf Norek, hi, I have a question regarding job. Oh man. I'm looking into changing a job. Now I manage a small R&D team doing development of 3D printers. Wow, sounds pretty awesome. But looking to go back into programming, mainly doing DevOps. Yeah, it's a good space to be in. Any tips for a first job in DevOps? I know Proxmox, K8s, etc., but don't have any experience in a production environment. Only been doing hobby type stuff. Sorry for the long question. No, that's a great question. This one's kind of a tough one because everyone, I think, the 3-4 places I've been at that had a real DevOps team, and one was we were doing DevOps before it was called DevOps. Everyone does it a little bit different. And so, I can go and recommend, hey, go learn Ansible or learn, some Python or go learn Kubernetes or, you name it. And then, nothing would really prepare you though for how things are truly going to be managed. Because every DevOps team or lots of companies do DevOps differently. And so, that's a tough one, but I would start to look into some of the basic type stuff. So, on DevOps, you're sitting right in between developers and operations teams, right? And so it's, at least for me, the places I've been, that was ensuring that, hey, build servers, build cycles, CI jobs, CI targets, all the web servers or Kubernetes or Docker, are those types of things are in order. Code's getting delivered, values getting delivered, features getting delivered, bugs are getting fixed. Hey, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Challenger Tech Gaming. And so, that's a tough one because a lot of people do it differently. But my recommendation is just start to understand, I think continuous integration and understanding how continuous integration works, what it means to work on a dev team that provides, wow, Felicity, Alphonse, hey, thanks for the sub, appreciate it. Thank you so much. Wow. Prime sub, thank you. But I think just understanding some of those higher level type things of how things work, how code moves from a developer's workstation all the way out to a server in production. That server might not even be a real server, and your production might be in the cloud. So it's kind of everything in between, really. And at the same time, it's going to be a lot of monitoring, measurement, of those services too. And so alerting, monitoring, metrics, of some of those services that you might manage. I mean, it also depends on how big the DevOps team is too. A few companies I've been at, like we had dedicated DevOps folks that were on our team, that worked on our team, that were, on our immediate team. But then there were shared infrastructure teams who worried about the rest of the infrastructure, and so, it really just depends. But at least, when hey, thanks for the follow, Killaman Kaze. I'll go with that. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Now I feel like I'm rambling, but, my advice is, I probably said this 3 times, but, just really understand how, if you're going after a DevOps role, just understanding how code moves from, a developer environment all the way to a production environment, all maybe the staging environments or QA environments in between, and understanding a lot of CI, how it works, how things get built, how things get tested. And then Kubernetes is always a great, I think, skill to learn if that's what you're moving into. The last 3 places I've worked at, 1, 2, 3. I'll go 3. The last 3 places I worked at use Kubernetes, and are continuing to, use Kubernetes. And every year they're using more and more of it everywhere, either internally, on the edge, in the cloud, hybrid cloud, and some even, in their self-hosted cloud. So, I feel like I'm rambling now, but those are the things I would go after if that's what I was looking on getting into for sure. Yeah, so you were apologizing for the long question. I'm apologizing for the long answer is probably really vague, but hopefully that kind of helps. Defarbe, hey Tim, long time watcher on YouTube and just got in your stream. Glad to have an opportunity to hop in. Hey, thanks so much. Glad to have the opportunity of you being here. How about that? Thank you so much. I'm glad you're here. Thank you so much. LMAO, I read in the Proxmox forums and said everything I can, but when I go to create a new VM, thin is not an option. I need to build a VM with 500 gig to grow, but it would only be 80 gig. This would save time for backups. That's LMAO. Are you using ZFS? Because I thought that was one of the. I thought on Proxmox that was a requirement for creating a thin provision drive. Let me know, and maybe I'm misremembering that. But let me know. Evil Jaws. What video editing software do you use? Oh, good question. What do I use? Adobe Premiere. So I use, which I had no idea how to use before this year, before 2020. I'd never really touched it. I mean, I touched it, but I was like, this is way too complicated. So yeah, Adobe Premiere, a little bit of After Effects, some Photoshop sometimes, and some Illustrator. So I have I have Adobe CS license that I pay for monthly. I think I'm on a Black Friday special from last year that's gonna run out soon. Then I'll have to figure it out from there on out. But yeah, Adobe Premiere. I've looked at, so it wouldn't be fair if I didn't mention the other option, DaVinci Resolve, which is a super great editing tool that I think a lot of people use. So if you're asking because you wanna do some video editing, if you wanna try the no cost option, DaVinci Resolve is fantastic, and that's Hollywood grade. I mean, that's what people are doing to create, full length production films, So if you're looking to do some video editing, you don't want to spend any money, yeah, absolutely look at DaVinci Resolve. And there are so many features in it that you're going to be overwhelmed too, like I was with Premiere at first. But yeah, so lots of options, but yeah, that's what I use. Hopefully that helps. Let me adjust this camera. Now that I'm like standing back, it's a little too high. There we go. That's a little bit. Now I seem taller. That's all I had to do. RotoZip. Hey, found you on YouTube. Great content. Thank you. Thank you so much. LaFaro897. Hi, Tim. Hey, how's it going? PC Geek. QCOW2 files do backup via VZDump. Take up a whole space as the original. I have some 30 gig VM disks that back up 350 meg since they are small VMs. Yeah, nice. Chris Shas. Interested in your plans for storage with your new servers. Are you going to be hooking a disk shelf up to the new 1U servers or keeping the current NAS setup going for a while? Yes. Yes. So you're right. Both of the things that you hinted at or said are basically right, and that's what I'm doing. So storage for my new 1U servers is really all I did was move my TrueNAS virtual machine to one of my 1U servers, and then in my one of the 1U servers, I moved my HBA controller there, and then I have that pass through to TrueNAS, and so it's still working exactly as it was before. It's just that now it's on a different host. So. But yeah, and I'm keeping the current NAS setup for a while. So, all I did was change the host that VM ran on. And so everything else is exactly the same, just different hardware. Another reason why I love virtualizing stuff, right? Because you can just move it anywhere you want, right? And so it's exactly what I'm doing. Hey, Dylan, Beatty. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. Man, I cannot get these lights right, can I? Oh, let's go in between. I'll go there. Now I'm done with it. Not playing with controls anymore. But yeah, Chris has. I'm going with Chris has. Hey, hopefully that answers your question. It's almost exactly the same. All of the hardware is the same, from my HBA controller on back to my disk shelf and all the disks. It's just now that virtual machine runs on my 1U server versus my Dell R710. So yeah. 10 boss. I just ran through your K3S HA guide and it worked great. Nice. Yes. It worked. No, I'm kidding. Learned a bit of troubleshooting along the way. Great content. Thank you. Hey, no problem at all. Yeah, I learned a lot along the way too. You know, sometimes when I try these things, like, you know, I'm pretty transparent about the things that, you know, I work on. Sometimes I learn them, you know, shortly before I do them. But most of the time after I do them, I understand them enough and I have to support them in my own environment. You know, K3S is one I've been looking at for so long that I was like, I finally have to do this now that, you know, now that I have a Proxmox cluster and I can move, you know, some of my nodes around, I got to do it. And so it's something that I understood how it worked, but it never really had to do. And so, yeah, it was a learning experience for me too. And I'll be completely honest, like sometimes I'm like, where should my load balancer live? Like, you know, it's kind of weird because usually, you know, in a self-hosted option, as you guys know, if you're doing self-hosted stuff in your home lab, sometimes you don't have the resources that like big clouds have, that any enterprises have, and you know, you just kind of do the best with what you have. So with a load balancer, I'm always like, where should this live? Because usually load balancers, at least cloud load balancers too, ones you would use MetalLB for, and you know, these are things that are highly available. They're not going down or going away. If they are, it means that the whole entire cloud has some problem, you know? And so those are things I'm always like, okay, where does this really live? In the two, you know, virtual hosts or virtual servers that I have, where does this live? And the same goes for things like MetalLB and even like my database, you know, I could set up a cluster and then, you know, and then sync those clusters or replicate the data across those. But then it's like at the end of the day, there's a load balancer in front and it's like, okay, which server in my home lab is least likely to ever go down? Because if that goes down, then that kind of breaks everything, you know? And so hopefully in the future, I can figure out a little more robust solution for where a load balancer should live in a home lab environment. And I could say, yeah, it's on some third machine, right? But that third machine might go down at some point too. But anyway, yeah, thank you. I'm letting it all out today. Talias, Tech-A-Day, a new repo that contains a new tool for technology per day. Nice. README documented and some code samples per day. Managed to reach day 26. Congratulations. That is awesome. Man, Tech-A-Day, 26 projects you completed. Congratulations. That's awesome. XOR, what's up, man? Dude, yo, how's everyone doing? XOR, dude, thank you so much. Resub, 6 months. 6 months straight. Dude, thank you so much. How are you doing, XOR? Good to see you, man. Thanks for the support. Appreciate it. Let me grab a drink real quick. Oh, I think I already killed that one earlier. Oh, man. LaFaro, I'm enjoying your YouTube content. Hey, thanks. Appreciate it. Getting me excited to set up my new home-built VM server. Dude, that is awesome. Alexa, hey, thanks for the sub. Really appreciate it. Alex, is it Alex A or is it Alex? I'm going to go with Alex A because there's an underscore there. Dude, thank you so much for the sub, Prime. Really appreciate it. How are you doing tonight? Thank you. Alex, all right. Thank you. All right, Alex. I'm going with Alex. Dude, thank you again. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. LaFaro, enjoying your YouTube content, getting me excited to build my new home-built VM server. That is awesome because that's kind of what, that's what I'm aiming for is hopefully just getting people like re-excited and, excited and inspired to just build stuff at home and spin stuff at home. Can't talk today. Spin stuff up at home. Try stuff, build stuff, learn stuff. That's what I'm going after. So I'm glad you're heading down that path. Steve the Dev, hey, welcome. Thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. PC Geek, doing Pi-hole sync combined with Keep Alive D works great, by the way. Nice, yeah. I saw your comments in YouTube about YouTube. Jeez. In Discord, dude, XOR, dude, thank you so much. Dude, XOR, man. Oh, man, XOR, 5 tier 1 gifted subs, man. You guys are so crazy. Dude, thank you so much. XOR, thank you so much, dude. Oh, man, 5 subs. 5 gifted sub, Stino, oh, man, Stino Sko, that one's a tough one to say. H4 ad, Skate Skidio Robidio, Mr. Heartstomper, and Wolf Norik. Enjoy your gifted sub from Exor. Dude, thank you so much, man. Man, Link, he won't quit. He's just popping up all night tonight and spinning. Hopefully that's not too loud for you guys. Dude, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you. PC Geek, but yeah, the Keep Alive D stuff along with Piehole I saw in Discord, yeah, looked awesome. Yeah, super interested in that too for sure. Cause then like, yeah, as long as you can get Keep Alive D on stuff, right? Cause it's the client side that has to have it to monitor those endpoints, right? I don't know enough about Keep Alive D, but I kind of think that's how it works. As long as you can get that on stuff, yeah, I think that's awesome. For sure. I actually look into it too, because then that takes out the whole like load balancer piece, because then I don't have to worry about, if the load balance is up, if on the client side, they have Keep Live D running. So that's interesting. Sorry, the PC Geek, that may be why, because it's LVM. I haven't done anything with LVM and Proxmox. Oh yeah, you guys are going after this LVM issue. Yeah, I don't remember having a problem, and to be honest, I don't even do LVM either on my devices for sure. Lofaro, back in the corporate days, we had a gal in my area who never sat down ever. Oh, I like her already. She walked to work, stood at work, could read a dump like no one else. A real savant. That is awesome. Yeah, I like her. Yeah, I guess I don't stand all the time. To be perfectly honest, after this stream, I'm just like, oh, my back. Cause like, I can't do too much of either thing. I can't stand, for more than hour or 2 hours, and I can't sit for more than an hour or 2 hours. So, but yeah, I mean, that is tough, man. She must have had some core muscle strength there. Hey, Ginger Squatch. And 2221 Das. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. Hi, Lude. Hey, how's it going? Sorry you're late. Hey, no problem. No worries at all. You're not late. You're just in time. Wow, there's so many comments in here. So PC Geek, I did what the Proxmox forum said to do, but I can't get it to work. Oh, that was an LMAO. So if this, then that, basically. Oh, Mark. Oh, this, I am way behind. Kind of, sort of. Yeah. Roll your own if this and that. Basically pub sub model. So, I subscribe to events. When those events happen, I do things. So if this event, then I do that. And so I had to write all of the if and the that. But exactly. You're exactly right. Home Lab New. I'm trying to get 10 gigabit networking out to my room. I've got existing Cat 6A wiring in the wall. Would an SFP plus RJ47 module be enough to give me 10 gig for like a 40-meter run? I don't know the answer to that. Possibly. I don't know. For Cat 6A, 40 meters in the wall, and then using RJ47, which is Cat 6A's RJ Terminator. And SF people, yeah, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I would hope so. It seems like you have all the parts there, for sure. Mazoraxis, thanks for the content. Hey, no problem at all. Mark was looking to the same idea, channel points, but change RGB scheme in my desktop. Nice, I like that. Yeah, I like that. Change it on your desktop too. I might borrow that one. Once I get my PC in a presentable fashion in camera, I might borrow that one too. So thanks for the idea too. Yeah, on my next PC build, whenever that is, whenever parts come, whenever they're in stock and I can buy them. I think everyone's going through that right now. The PC Geek, I think you can technically go up to 55 meters on Cat 6A and 10 gigabit. There you go. Could even have it integrate with OpenHAB or Home Assistant. Oh yeah. Oh, for the lights. Or AI, I don't think so, Tim. Quinn, my business cards say fixing things until they're broken since 2008. I love it, Quinn. That is awesome, man. Home Lab New, with doing it off an SFP Plus module, limited. Lots of modules I'm seeing say around 30 meters for 10 gig only. Yeah, I wish I knew the answer to that question. I haven't done, I haven't had to convert anything from SFP Plus to RJ47 or Cat6a or Ethernet in general? I wish I knew the answer to that question. Hey, Thiago Ramos. I cannot talk. Thiago Ramos. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. Penguin Airlines. Finding some work in an MSP is a good way to get exposure to lots of technology. Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree for sure. Yeah. Challenger Tech Gaming, you're welcome for the follow. Hey, no problem. Yeah, I mean, thank you again. Felicity, Alphonse. Best thing about being in an MSP, running servers in your bedroom with the window open runs amazingly. Nice. Kuroikage, if you use Cat6a, you can run it 100 meters. The SFP module to Ethernet I have worked with also run 100 meters. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. Thank you so much. Challenger Tech Gaming. Techno Tim, I'm still new to owning a server. Hey, yeah, we all are at some point. If I wanted to run, say, perhaps an API or maybe something backend for like a POS, a point of sale, what would be the best operating system to use? Oh man, yeah. Whew, running a whole point of sale. I mean, I'm gonna have to just go out and say Linux. I mean, you know, that's a tough one. Yeah, it's a tough one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Linux. I mean, it just depends. I mean, are you building your own point of sale yourself? That sounds really daunting. That sounds like a huge task. That's something that I would probably leave up to people who do it, and I would subscribe to that service. But you know, the operating system, it just depends. So I would say, like, let's take point of sale out of it. So what you plan on doing, but you had mentioned also an API too. And so, I mean, you can think of a point of sale like an API. I mean, obviously it's going to have some services in the back. It's going to have a front end piece, probably have tons of little services, and then you'll have data store, and you might have, you might have some kind of eventing model too, to transfer stuff around, depending on the throughput. And so I would say, especially with an API, is to containerize that workload. So if you're going to write your own API, just your own API, you're most likely going to put it in a container because it's going to make it way easier to ship. It's going to make it way easier to test and to reproduce, and it's going to be really easy to verify and make it repeatable and all the things that come with containerization. Almost knocked over my drink. And so I wouldn't focus so much on what the operating system is going to be, because most likely if you do containerize stuff, then you can put that container on any operating system you want, right? That supports containers, supports Docker or Containerd or whatever it ends up being in the future. If you put that workload in a container, you end up bringing your dependencies with you. And so it doesn't even matter what operating system that ends up running on. That's all under the caveat that you containerize it. But if you're writing your own API, I would highly recommend it, because I used to ship code to real servers, even to virtual servers, and it was always kind of a pain. And ever since, obviously there's a lot of complexity involved and a lot of people involved, and like DevOps teams involved. But once you move it into containers and ship it off, Kubernetes, Docker, whatever you end up using, it becomes a lot easier. Because all the things, like I just remember shipping code to real servers, it was like, stop this service, start this service, move these files, start the service back up, make sure, take that out of the cluster, put that back in the cluster. And so, there are tools to help with all that stuff. But yeah, hopefully that helps. Oh man, point of sale systems. Yeah, I've worked on a point of sale system too. So I agree with that sentiment. They are beasts. Challenger Tech Gaming, Ubuntu Linux all the way. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Ubuntu for sure. Point of sale, yeah. Deboz, what's up with Kubernetes removing Docker support? Yeah, this one comes up a lot, and I think no one explained it better than Kubernetes themselves. And so, I've seen it in the headlines on social media and other places. And at the end of the day, it's almost no change unless you're a Kubernetes operator, or unless you installed Kubernetes yourself and compiled it yourself and installed it on individual machines yourself. And so for the large majority of people, it's almost zero change, because the people who run Kubernetes for you, or the services that spin up Kubernetes for you, or the Kubernetes hosting systems will bear the brunt of that load. And even those folks might not have to do anything other than upgrade their Kubernetes version. So, that headline, call it a headline, got a lot of attention, as it should, because it's a big change. But most of the people that it's going to affect aren't the people that are consumers of Kubernetes. It's going to be, cloud providers or Kubernetes themselves, or whoever else is, running some distribution of Kubernetes that needs to make some changes. I mean, obviously there are smaller things that will need to change too, but for the most part, it's not a big deal. And so in high level, Kubernetes basically said like, hey, we've been using Docker for a long time, and it's worked well. Docker was made for humans, for developers, and and it works great, still works great, and does great at what it does. But for a long time, Kubernetes had to manage this Docker shim. And so they were managing this Docker shim because they couldn't get at containerd directly. And so it was kind of like they were managing, they had two contracts. They had a contract, so an API contract. They had an API contract, it looked like, with the shim that they're writing, and also containerd. And so I think they eventually just said, like, enough's enough. Like, we're just not going to use Docker anymore. We'll just go directly against containerd. And that was that. And then, there have been distributions already that are using containerd. K3s, for example, K3s uses containerd out of the box. And so, mainline Kubernetes wasn't doing that yet. And so the writing's been on the wall for a long time. And a lot of, I'll just say the headlines, a lot of them made it seem like, oh man, this is kind of the end of the world, But at the end of the day, if you read any article, and I think no one said it better than Kubernetes himself in a 3-minute blog post, is that, for most people, it doesn't mean a lot. And I think even in the headlines, if it's just basically like, no need to freak out or something like that. So anyways, I'm sorry, I'm going on about it forever because I read that blog post before I saw everyone's reaction. I'm like, not that big of a deal. Anyways, I don't know. It's just like any headline. You just got to go 60 seconds deeper and read it. But yeah, anyways, sorry. Challenger Tech Gaming. That's what I was thinking. I have to use POS every weekend because I work at a fast food since I'm only 17-year-old right now. But after high school, I plan to study for a CCNA, then go to college for IT support. All right, you've got plans, man. Networking and cybersecurity. I also plan on learning about computer programming in college. Man, you got it all figured out. Just go for it, man. Just don't stop. keep that passion. Keep going, man. Challenger Tech Gaming. Go for it, dude. But I wouldn't run your company's point of sale at home though. Don't try to do that because that'd be scary. It'd be scary for me if I tried to run someone's operations and the thing that collected money and did inventory in my home. I would be scared. But anyways, sounds awesome, man. Wolf Norek, no problem, Tim. Thanks for the answer. I've been learning a lot, but still struggling with to challenge myself. It's hard for me to learn without any real problems to solve. I did tons of tutorials on Ansible, Kubernetes, etc., but you don't know what you don't know. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. And yeah. I mean, you said it. You said it yourself. Is that you do tons of tutorials, and those are nice, and a lot of them are Hello World, or a lot of them are Hello World 2.0 or 201 or 301. But like you said, you don't know what you don't know. And, when you start working for a company, you never know what their environment is either. I mean, they could tell you, but nothing will prepare you for actually, really understanding what their environment is. And so, that's a tough one. Me personally, I just keep building, keep trying, keep doing. And a lot of the stuff that I do, at least in my own infrastructure, and even a lot of my code, isn't tutorial type stuff. It's more of implementation. So it's more project based stuff, which has some kind of goal, and that thing's going to live on in my environment. And so just like my videos, they're not just like, hey, let's build a hello world app, done. It's more like, hey, how do we get this service we're kind of interested in working? Or how do we build this thing so we can build a platform to put other services on top of it? And so, that's kind of what I go after too. I know it's tough, but you just got to find the next project, or find something in open source that you can contribute to. And I know that seems might be daunting if you've never done it before, but choose one of those projects you mentioned, Ansible, Kubernetes, something, and maybe contribute to one of those in any way that you can. I'm sure they need some help, and it would be a great learning experience though too, and look good on your resume too. But I wish I had more ideas. I might have some stuff coming for you. We'll see. Dark Gumby, Network Check has a lot of YouTube videos that are good intro stuff on cloud DevOps. 100% agree. He has a lot of great videos, man. And his videos are so high quality. I'm just like, when I watch him, I'm just like, oh man. I'm like, does he edit these videos himself? Because these are fantastic. Yeah, I totally agree. He's got so much good content for sure. He's got content for days too, and it's just so good. I think. Telias, nothing really concerning on this change. Are you using Docker CLI instead of K8s? No problem. Docker CLI will be replaced with CRI CTL. Images by Docker will stop working after dropping support. Yeah, well said. And then there are some other substitutions too for. You'll have options in the future too, and I think whoever Kubernetes starts picking will be the clear winner, as Docker has definitely benefited from, Docker was obviously on the right trajectory, but something like Kubernetes basically saying, yeah, this is what we're using for containerization, has totally turned that trajectory that Docker was on into a hockey stick, and I think whatever technologies they settle on next will have the same effect. So yeah, for sure. Mikey Man, afternoon. Hey, good evening. How's it going? Chris Haas, right on. All right, old school AOL suggested screen name, first name, part of last name, birthday. Oh yes, Chris has 35 what? Thanks for answering the storage question. Thought each one you was going to be a video card, but moving the HBA makes sense. Yeah. I would if I could have a video card in each, because then I could have my Kubernetes, all of my have two nodes or agents, K3S agents, one on each server that could use that video card. And then it would be awesome, but nope. Have to put my HBA in one. Still, I love virtualizing TrueNAS. Every day I'm like, is that the right decision? And then, then something like, when I built my servers and I got to move it really easy, I was like, yeah, it was totally the right decision, but haven't had any problems. It's been fantastic. Exor, how's it going? Yeah, good to see you, man. Challenger Tech Gaming. I want to set up some Proxmox servers in my house, but parents would complain about the noise of the servers, and the one place I can put them doesn't have a ground wire to plug in, sadly. The one place they would complain about it does have a ground wire. The company didn't replace all the wires in my home before we moved like they were supposed to. Oh, that's too bad. Well, I mean, you can have servers in your house that don't require a ground. I mean, you could have, it doesn't necessarily have to be Proxmox. But I mean, you could have Raspberry Pis, if you wanted. You could have low power servers if you really wanted. Obviously, if you do anything that requires more power on the ground, then you can't do that. But you could start small. And start small. Raspberry Pis is still highly capable of doing lots of stuff. A lot of the workloads that I talk about could be run on Raspberry Pis for sure. Felicity Alphonse, thanks for making my echo go off. Oh, did I? Oh, because I said, I see. When I said, hey, Alexa, sorry. Hey, Google, hey, Siri. Sorry, I won't do that. Oh, now my Google's listening. Set my Google off. Yeah, it's going now. Sorry, I shouldn't even do that. Skatito. Oh yeah, Skatito Robito. Thanks for the content moving from Unraid to Proxmox. Thanks for your vids. How about a Keycloak or SSO auth video for services behind the load balancer reverse proxy? Yeah, great question. Yeah, maybe. Maybe sometime for sure. It's definitely on my list. It's definitely on my list. I think I need to finish up a couple more small things, but I can revisit. So I have buckets of content and I try to rotate between them all. But that's on my list for kind of self-hosted stuff for sure. But yeah, thanks for the reminder. It's already on my list. I added another point to it and we'll see if it can bubble up for sure. Hey, ultra fast spinner. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. How are you? 221 DOS, working on analyzing the sunlight on rooftops in order to find the best location for solar panels. Nice. Yeah, I like that. For me, it would be always kind of facing south because I'm so far north in the northern hemisphere. But yeah, that sounds awesome. When you're analyzing the light, are you using tools to do it? Are you using like existing panels to then like try to, are you using like mini panels and putting them in different places and seeing how much light you absorb? That sounds interesting for sure. Takano, hey man, how's it going, dude? Hopefully you're well. Hopefully your dad's doing a little bit better, man. Paper Baboon. Oh, I haven't heard that name in a while. Where are you? What have you done with Johnny Depp? I figured there would be one. Yeah, I had to throw that guy out. No, I just needed to change. And wife was cutting the hair. She's been asking me for a while to shave, and I was like, yeah, no better time than now. Figured I'd mix up the algorithm on YouTube. Let's see how a clean face algorithm AI does for their algorithm. Oh yes, you're awesome. Thanks, man. We in Discord think you look like Steve-O. Whoa, Steve-O who? Steve-O like Steve-O? Steve-O's? Which Steve-O? There are a couple Steve-O's. Yeah. Which Steve? Yeah. PC Geek, no, the alerts aren't bad. Pretty quiet. So many subs, yeah, for sure. Thank you guys so much. Ginger Squatch, do you have any experience with Speeduino? I don't. I assume that's a play on Arduino, which I don't have any experience in. No. What are you trying to do with it? Maybe I'll know, or have some advice, or someone in the channel has for sure. Pizza Geek, Keep Alive D uses VRRP. There is one primary and one backup. Primary goes down, the backup instantly takes control of the virtual IP. Yeah, I need to look more. Into it because it's awesome. Seems awesome. Hyper Light. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. How are you doing? Skatito. Oh, this is so fun to say, but I mess it up every time. Skatito Robito. Techno, thanks for the content. Moving. Did you already? Yeah, I thought you posted this. Maybe I'm rereading it. But yeah, I think you posted again. Hey, no problem at all. Takano, this isn't real techno time. What did you do? Techno time. I like it. Techno time. What'd you do with this imposter? It's me. Maybe. Just close your eyes. Maybe it'll kind of sound like me. Seagore would highly recommend Tiger Balm for the back pain. It's a topical ointment and super good. Thanks. Yeah, Tiger Balm. I'll look into it. Yeah, it's like I don't have it normally. It's just when I stand too long or sit too long, like on Saturdays, if I do like a 3-4 hour stream, and then by the end of it, like I'm like, oh my gosh, my back hurts so much from just standing. I don't know. If I do too much of one thing, it's just, and it's not even a hurt. It's just that weird feeling like, oh man, I just did too much of one thing versus mixing it up. But thank you. I'll have to look into it. Tiger Balm. I like it. Paper Baboon. I was debating between the two, but have mixed size drives. Unraid seems better for that, right? I don't know. Yeah. If you have, JBOD, so just a bunch of disks, like, yeah, Unraid's super good at that. I've never used Unraid, but I miss JBOD raids sometimes because it was just like, here's a whole bunch of random drives, make a volume for me, give me a little bit of redundancy. I don't care that much about performance. and be done with it, you know? And so sometimes I miss that simplicity. For sure. PC Geek MQTT is great for subscribing to events. Nice. Yeah. Haven't used it, but use things like Kafka and things like that, but haven't used MQTT. HomeLab new, I meant RG45. Oof. Skatito Robito, not sure. My Mobo died, been failing for a while. Should be booted up tomorrow. Oh, takes a day to boot up. Just kidding. But you should be able to create a pool with a different size drive and Proxmox. PC Geek, my guess is if you're using two SFP Plus at say 30 meters, maybe together, they can overreach each other. Hey Takano, good to see you, man. Thanks for being here, dude. Hope everything's going all right. Johnny 5S, I'm currently working on hooking up two iSCSI SANs for a couple Hyper-V hosts. Wow, man, that's enterprise. You were going all out, man. That's awesome. Dark Gumby, I wrote a POS client code last century in BASIC. Back office server was Xenix. The bad old days, Dark Gumby. Oh man, client code. Oh man. All in BASIC, point of sale. Yeah, I've done some point of sale stuff too. It was newer stuff, but still, we're migrating legacy stuff. Not fun. John 5S. The drives don't stay in sync, which is just crazy to me. But still working on it. Hey Sigor, good to see you. Yeah, thanks for being here for sure. Navy Cop, what's up, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Disappeared for a little while. My mom passed at the end of October. Oh, dude, sorry to hear that, man. So sorry to hear that. But back now, just added 2 ReadyNAS devices and upgraded my virtual practice machine to an AMD Ryzen 9. Dude, nice. How did you get your hands on that? I cannot find... yeah, so, first, condolences for your mom. Sorry to hear that. It's terrible. And then, yeah, the Ryzen 9 stuff, that is awesome. How did you get your hands on that? Because I'm very interested in a Ryzen 9. So that's awesome for sure. Oh my gosh, the whole screen just totally jumped on me. There we go. Man, but hopefully you're doing good. Good to see you, dude, for sure. Kuroi Kage, I find Network Chuck to be great, but I'm also a bit lacking in anything not the most basic info. But also a bit lacking in anything but the not. Kuroi Kage. Yeah, I mean, so it just depends on what stage you're in, right? What stage you're in. Like, I find a lot of his networking, like intro videos are pretty interesting to me because they're, sometimes they're topics of things I haven't had any experience with. His Ansible one was one that, I was like, hey, I have little to no experience of this. I know I know what it is, I know what it's used for, but I've never watched anyone use it. So it's a nice exposure for me to say, oh yeah, this is how people use it. But yeah, I agree. Like some of the topics he talked about that I'm really familiar with, I'm like, yep, hello world, totally get it. But I guess it just depends on, what experience you have and what your expectations are going in. But man, his videos and his edits are so good. Navy Cop, you have to, or you just kind of shut down? Yeah, man, dude, hope you're doing okay. Ultra Fast Spinner, hey Tim, how's it going? It's always listening. All right. Penguin Airlines, I mean, it would be rough to have your lab getting hit by lightning though. Yeah, for sure. Lucas Enrique. Start small. Me looking at my Dell Optiplex 755 under my Gen 3 i5. You're fine, guys. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I know. I look at, I have 2 servers that aren't even plugged in anymore, and I'm like, what am I gonna do with those? I'll find something. I hear you. Penguin Airlines, I would stick with the ground, find a way to run an extension cord from another room. All right. There you go. Yeah, I like the ingenuity. Get a long extension cord. Yeah, there you go. D-Boss, what's your next project? Yeah, good question. I kind of talked about my next, I have some ideas for things I'm trying to figure out, something around backups, in-home, I guess, backups. I have a couple of things that are working, not great. A little more automation. I have some things in the works. I don't mean to be vague, but I haven't totally figured them out yet. One big one that I'm hoping to do soon is build a new workstation. So I've already parted a lot of the stuff out that I want. I just can't get any of the parts, and I'm like, do I just buy the parts for the things that are available and buy the rest later? So I'm like super on the fence. But I want to build a new workstation now. Like I've had this workstation that everything's running on. It's been like 3-4 years. I thought I would have it longer, but at the same time, I didn't think I was going to be doing content creation 3 or 4 years ago. And so that has a whole nother dimension of requirements for it. You know, more cores, more RAM, and faster cores too. And so that's kind of what I'm hoping to do soon. I mean, it's going to be my everything workstation. It's going to be my gaming, my coding, my DevOps-ish kind of workstation, content creation workstation, live streaming workstation. So, you know, but that's it. I mean, no huge projects. I do have some more time off coming up, and I hope I can get the parts before then. But that's, you know, that's kind of what it is. Also, I always have a backlog of stuff that I'm working on, like lists for content. And so it's, you know, just picking and choosing the right one and getting it out. But that's about it. LMAO, my favorite video you did was the PF Sense and Proxmox. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. That was the first time where I was just like, one of the first times where I was just like, I'm going to start like talking about the super niche stuff that like I do that I don't think other people talk about. And, you know, and that's where I was just like, I started to figure out like, well, I'm not going to do like the mainstream, like there is mainstream home lab stuff. I mean, because there's not enough content out there for people. But right around then, it was when I was like, I'm going to start doing super niche stuff. Like, who virtualizes their router? You know, I mean, I have. And before that, I thought, I must be the only one out here that's doing this, you know? And so for, you know, I virtualized it for years, and I'm like, well, okay, well, here, I'm just going to document how to do this in Proxmox. So I appreciate that. And that was kind of like my turning point when I was just like, I'm gonna do, you know, kind of the super duper ultra niche stuff, because that's the stuff that I like, and those are things that are hard to find when like I have questions on how does this work, or if someone ever tried this, can't find anything. So figured I'd that's what I'm gonna go after. Steve-O from Jackass. Oh, is it because I shaved, Mavney? I thought that's who you meant. There's only a couple Steve-Os, but yeah. PC Geek, new emote, Techno time. What would it even be? I don't know, a clock and headphones? iLude, get the rubber mat to stand on, helps with the back issues. Yeah, good call. Those big thick ones you see like at restaurants for like dishwashers or anything like that. Yeah, good call. I should for here. But I try to alternate, but when I stream, like tonight, I know like at the end of this, I'm going to be like, ooh, but thank you for sure. Sweeze Mizuko. Who are you? Can you please tell me some story about yourself? Just wondered, sorry, a little bit of a stupid question. Is this Sui Mizuku? Zuko? Oh man, I'm trying to like pronounce it as if it were Japanese, and I'd say Sui Mizuko. Who am I? My name's Tim. I do a lot of tech stuff. That's about all it is. But yeah, I don't know. Anything you want to know should be down below in the info panels for sure. Quinn, speaking of backups, do you know of anything that will take a directory and automatically back it up to multiple providers? Google Drive, Dropbox, OneDrive. That would be super nice. Off the top of my head, I don't. Off the top, like I was like trying to think. I was trying to think, there probably is something out there. I just don't know it off the top of my head. I could probably come up with some very convoluted solution that would work, like, okay, install these 4 clients and drop them all into this one folder, and then, install all of those clients in one place. And you don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't know. I agree that it might be super nice. Mafney, yes. John 5S. Wait. Why would you verticalize your router? I think you meant virtualize. Or maybe you didn't. Maybe I want to verticalize it. I did for a long time. Why would you virtualize your router? Because because virtualizing a router, something like pfSense, you get a million times more features, capabilities than you do from your, $100 overpriced router, that's from name your company that's in your basement, minus the wireless piece. And so some people might want to run pfSense, some people might want to run, you name it, OpenSense, might want to run some open source version of a router. And they already have the infrastructure, a virtualization platform, a hypervisor to do that. And so that's what I did for a long time. So I installed an additional NIC or two in there, virtualized my router, used that NIC to plug directly into my cable modem or my fiber modem. And then the other side went out to my LAN. And then you have, a million times more, capability and functionality than you do in something like just a consumer-based router. So some people do that. I did it for a long time. It was super fun. Resist Feudal. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. PC Geek, if you want it standing up, I totally agree. That's kind of what I was going for too. Yeah. iLoot, not free, but MSP 360, formerly Cloudberry backup, will do mini cloud backups. I like it. Dadbot. Oh, this is a Dadbot Mateus. Thanks for the great videos. Working on adding some VLANs to my pfSense server. Speaking of why you want to virtualize your router, don't have to, but pfSense. For things like IoT, guest Wi-Fi, and cams, all going to a managed switch. Is this best practice to assign VLAN to a different physical NIC? I have 6, or is there no advantage over just sharing the same LAN port for all? Let me think. Working on these, is there a best practice to assign each VLAN to a different physical NIC port? I have 6, or is there, well, if you don't assign any at all, then everything on there can listen to all traffic, including tagged packets, right? I thought now I'm not a networking expert, but I think you do want to assign each switch port to a specific VLAN for the things you're going to plug in, rather than say all and then tell the device to filter based on that tag. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But that's, at least on my switch, I have UDM now, and then I have a USG for my switch. And on there, all is basically all traffic, tagged and untagged. And then when you restrict that switch port to VLAN, it's saying, hey, only this switch is only going to see or be allowed to communicate on or see traffic that's tagged with this packet. And so let me know, maybe clarify a little bit what you're trying to do. LMAO, cache server. That's the second time cache servers come up in a little while. Tenbos would like to see how a cloud native application is created in Kubernetes, demonstrating many of the capabilities of Kubernetes. A cloud native application is created on Kubernetes. In one sense, cloud, I mean, wouldn't you just, are you talking about just deploying a workload to Kubernetes with your service .yaml and your deployment.yaml to some Kubernetes endpoint with a kube control command? Because that's typically how I ship stuff to Kubernetes. In my videos, you see that I do it through the UI, but in CI, I do it all through kube control commands and sometimes even locally too. Resist Feudal, currently working on moving to Gluster FS. All right, this is getting popular. Set up to a single box, waiting for the chassis to arrive. Nice. Yeah, a lot of people are interested in Gluster FS recently. Vinoth. Hey Tim, when are you going to upgrade your Rancher from 2.45 to 2.5? Please do a video of it. I already have, and yeah. So I have some of, in some of my tutorials you might be looking at, it might say 2.4.5 at the bottom. But I've already done it. I did it shortly after. I think I'm on like 2.5.2, and it's pretty easy. You would shut it down, you would back it up just like normal. But when you start it up the next time, you would start it up in privilege mode. with the privilege flag. And then there's one caveat though too, because now when you start it up, you're going to see this local cluster. And so this has been a huge point of confusion for a lot of people. So I might as well cover it now. But if you've migrated from 2.4.5 to 5, you'll now see a local cluster along with the cluster that you already created. Maybe cluster 0, my cluster, whatever you named that cluster. If you upgraded from 2.4.5 to 2.5, ignore the local cluster, because that's one that Kubernetes or that Rancher made for its own management stuff for 2.5 clusters. And so then when you go into manage all clusters, you'll see two there. You'll see the one you had before and the local one. If you're in that scenario for an upgrade scenario, just keep using your local one as if nothing happened at all. Pay no attention to the local one. If you do a clean install, it's a little bit different. If you do a clean install, you're gonna use the one called local because you don't have the option to create a new cluster on the cluster that you're already on that was just created. And so there are some caveats there. But if you're doing the Docker install, single node, non-HA, what a lot of people are, then you'll use that local cluster. And technically, soon, in other videos, you'll probably use it too. Because that local cluster is basically the one that Rancher is running on and managing. So in a single Docker, single node, non-HA Docker install, local is the one that's installed and it's being managed. And then even if you were to install, let's say for instance, you spun up K3S and you're like, yeah, this is great. Want to add Rancher to this Kubernetes cluster. And you go and add Rancher now to that K3S Kubernetes cluster. Same idea applies, is that now that local cluster, according to Rancher, is the one that you're on that Rancher is managing. And then like if you were to add another one or spin up another one totally outside of that Kubernetes cluster, that would be the one that you're going to add. So anyways, maybe this is getting confusing, but at the end of the day, the 2.45 to 2.5, treat it like any other upgrade. You're just going to add one more flag, and it's the run privileged. I think it's -- privileged. Then you'll see an extra cluster there. And in the upgrade scenario, you ignore that. The clean install scenario, the brand new cluster, that's actually where you do most of your work. So hopefully that helps. Gen 5e, yeah, back in the day, I had an old computer that dropped 3 NIC cards in and installed Linux Firewall. Can't remember the name of it. Yeah, I could probably name it. I don't know. Monowall, smooth wall, untangle. Yeah, I did a lot of that too. It's for sure fun. Built to Fire, he talks about router ports. Okay, not sure, not enough context. Kuroi Kage, do you set a home lab to static IP via the server VM, or do you have those on a DHCP and have your router hand out a static IP? I think just to be clear, you're asking if I basically use DHCP and assign IPs that way, or do I just use static IPs? Wait, hold on. Do you set your home lab to a static IP via the server VM, or do you have those on DHCP? Okay, yeah. So I used to be the other way. So I used to hard code my network configuration on my devices. That was great until it wasn't anymore. And so now, no, absolutely everything's DHCP. But I have I have leases assigned. So DHCP, I have reservations or leases, I guess, or static assignments from DHCP that are handed out. And the reason why I moved away from the previous model is because now I have more VLANs, and it worked great when I had a semi-flat network. Like I had 3 subnets before I had VLANs, but I knew which machines were where, and IPs were, I could assign them on the machine. But now it's all DHCP with reservations, and that's fantastic. And that works great now with my new architecture and my new infrastructure, because if I have to move one server to the other, I have to change the VLAN, and then, it'll pick up the new IP address from my DHCP reservation somewhere else. But yeah, I used to go the other way, not anymore. Now you know, I kind of lean into, you know, DHCP as well as DNS too. Before I didn't really care about DNS that much. And not to say I didn't care about it, but so I run a lot of services here at home, and I did everything about, you know, by IP address, and it all worked great for a long time. Like I had zero problems until stuff changed, you know, and it just goes back to that saying, like, it worked great until it didn't anymore. And for me, it didn't anymore. So now I do everything by DNS, absolutely DNS, and then DHCP with leases that are assigned from there. Easton, dude, thank you so much. Tier 1, 4 months, 4 month streak, 4 months. Let's go. Thank you, man. How's it going, man? Good to see you. Appreciate it. But anyways, yeah, long story short, I make reservations, and I have leases from my scope. Navigop, and my son stopped by and played the Oculus for a few minutes. Couldn't type without getting whacked. Well, got the Ryzen 9 on Amazon and decided, what the heck? Going to rebuild the Rancher setup and see if we can get it working better now. Nice, man. Sounds like you have a sweet system coming. Yeah, for sure. Hi, Lude. I think 10 Boss is asking you to show building something like a Node app from the ground up. Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't know that I have anything like that. I might. I kind of, sort of. Bits and pieces. Lude, thank you so much. Yeah, I have bits and pieces in places for sure. Like if you wanted to, I can name it off. Like I have a couple videos on building a Node app, right? So you can build a Twitch bot, a Discord bot, a Slack bot, or any kind of Node app, or a React front end. I have that. If you want to build a Docker container and put that inside of a Docker registry, I have a video on that. And then if you want to ship that out to Kubernetes, I have a video on that. So it's not like they're not all together, but yeah, for sure. Like maybe there is room for that, like something quick that's not an hour long, because I don't like hour videos, and I don't think other people do either. Thank you, Ilu, for a clarification. 10 Boss. Yeah, maybe. Alf. Hey there, Tim. Love your videos, including the Kubernetes and Ranger. Thank you. Do you have any plans for more multiple disk shelf setups? Maybe. Disk shelf 1 for me is ever since I built it, and that was almost a year ago, roughly, maybe about 8 months ago. It's been working super solid, and so yeah, I don't know. What would you like to see? Because I go back and forth, like you guys know, I go back and forth on the disk shelf. I have a disk shelf that holds 24 disks. I have 6 in it, and I'm like, okay, did I overbuy? And one day will I go to 12, or one day will I really fill up 24, or is it just using up space in my rack for no reason? And so yeah, I don't know. The jury's still out on that one. So I don't know if I'm going to go into multiple disk shelves. I want less disk shelves. Like I love them. I think they're awesome. And I have a lot of data to store, but I'd like to store it a lot smarter. Maybe compress the stuff that I'm doing now, and then possibly get higher density disks. And so I don't anticipate going over 12 in the next year, but who knows how that's going to go. So that's, I was planning out my storage for the next couple of years, and now I'm like, I'm filling up my 20 terabytes really fast, making videos every week. But at the same time, I'm wondering if I can use that storage a little smarter. But yeah, I'd like to know your opinion. Like, man, multiple disk shelves? Oh man, how? Why? How much data are you hoarding? Interested. For real interested. John 5S, Smoothwall. Yeah, what's Smoothwall? Ilude, you think after 20 years of programming you would be able to type an angle to a previous comment? Yeah, man. Yeah. 4 months, let's go. Yeah, Kuroi Kage, I hard code the static IP for work, but those machines are pretty static. My home lab, I keep moving and changing, so I've been thinking to run these with static IP DHCP leases. Thanks. Yeah, that's exactly, I did the same thing. Move the same direction too, for all the reasons you mentioned, because things are a little more dynamic here, and than they are at work, for sure. Easton, pushing through finals week. All right, man. All right, wait, can't wait to be free. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I am, for sure. Quinn, what is your favorite ice cream? Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm kind of boring. Well, I know lately I've liked this my whole life. I like taking ice cream, and then oh yeah, pistachio is super good. So this is something most people can do at home, and I think this is how it kind of started with my family. Is like, you know, I just take vanilla ice cream, and I put like a huge spoon of peanut butter on top of it, and then I kind of mix it up, but I don't blend it up. Yeah, you have to mix it just right, and just get this like blizzard like, you know, consistency. And I don't know, I think it's so good. And we used to have it a lot when we were kids, and like now that I'm a little bit older, I'm just like, oh yeah, this was really good. But yeah, it's pretty boring. Pretty boring. But I love it so much. But it's, you know, oh yeah, moose tracks. Oh yeah, for sure. Like maybe my taste buds are pretty bland. Like I love all those things, but yeah, nothing beats like crunchy peanut butter and like vanilla ice cream. I love it so much. Random question, yeah, for sure. Pistachio ice cream, yeah, for sure. So good. Reese's Pieces peanut butter blizzard from Dairy Queen. Yeah, I hear you, man. Yeah, I every now and then when we go, I just get like a blueberry. I call it cheesequake. They used to call it cheesequake. I don't know what it is anymore. It's like cheesecake with blueberries, but they used to call it blueberry cheesequake, and oh, I love it so much. Just tons of like, you know, cheesecake, ice cream, and blueberries together. Oh man. Oh yeah, salted caramel. Yeah, man. Yeah. And that's kind of why I like the crunchy peanut butter with ice cream, because it's like this balance of like sweet and kind of savory too. You know, the peanuts are a little bit salty. Oh yeah, so good, so good. Rizlob, good morning from Germany. Hey, wow, it's morning there already. It's getting late here too. Navy Cup peanut butter parfait from Dairy Queen was always my favorite. Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, and I remember just like the peanut shells would be in there sometimes too. Not the outer shell, but like the inner shell, and they were super salty. Yeah, for sure. Alf WW was thinking more proof of concept where you could link two shelves together, where you go, if you were thinking to go down the size, you could example use it as proof of concept if you got rid of your current one. Yeah, I like it. Looking and setting up a backup setup for work here. We handle tons of 4K and 8K video files. Oh yeah, so you don't even, yeah, you need disk. You need disk space and storage for sure. I'm like complaining about like adding 100 gigs a week to my storage array. You're probably adding like 100 gigs like a day or an hour with 4K and 8K. That's awesome. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm still looking for, so I mean, this kind of feeds into something that I've been talking about for, I don't know, last couple streams is just trying to improve, and trying to improve my backup and I guess my availability strategy here at home. So, I don't have a true 3-2-1 backup strategy. I do, have it in the cloud. It's kind of, I just don't have the 2 copies here locally. And so that could be a good idea for one too, is just to make 100%, mirror of my TrueNAS server. But man, that's a lot of disk and a lot of disk space and a lot of power too. But I would do it smartly. Yeah, it's something I've been thinking about for a while. I just haven't totally figured it out yet. We got lot of good ideas on Saturday. Yeah, check out Data Hoarder for sure. Very early morning. Yeah, I agree. I'm eating up 161 terabytes right now. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Yeah, I'm like, I think out of the 24-ish I have available, I'm only using like 8, so I'm pretty low. Most of it is now my video content for sure. Very small portion is documents. And then, it's video of all nature though too, because, camera, home security, like all that stuff, recorded TV, you name it, it's all in there. But yeah, for sure. RMRF, yeah, I can just get rid of it, right. Brislop, yeah, 3:37 is very early. Yesterday I was so tired and fall asleep in about 20 o'clock. Oh my goodness. Yeah, 3:37. I've stayed up to 3:30 in the morning way more times than I've woken up at 3:30 in the morning. That's crazy. Yeah. PC Geek, I think I maybe have a couple 100 gig of actual important can't lose files. Yeah. When I think about, I'm the same way. the files that I can't lose and can't replace, yeah, I'm right there with you. You know, it's some very important stuff. It's some pictures, it's some documents. Arguably, the content I've made on YouTube is there and archived, and it's obviously not raw. So I totally agree. I totally agree. LMAO, I would strongly recommend Synology 16Bay NAS rack station. Yeah, it looks awesome. I've seen them. They do look awesome for sure. I wish I did have something, you know, another set it and forget it type solution. At least for my second copy of data here, for sure. Alf, for us, cloud is getting expensive now, so we're looking to do a 3-2-1 setup where 2 of the servers are hosted at some of the workers' homes. I like that idea too. So another local copy of that data there. Yeah, because like, yeah, if they're working on something that's whatever, you know, 100 gigs, and their machine dies or their data there dies, they can't work until they get another 100 gigs shipped to them. So yeah, that's pretty interesting to think about. Yeah, especially in the times we're in now, it's like totally hybrid storage everywhere. If you have editors everywhere editing, you know, 4 and 8K videos, man, that's got to be tough. Matthew, I'm going to bed soon. Have a fun day in the VC on your server. Yeah. Oh, you guys in voice chat right now? Oh man, you guys were earlier. Are you still? They're probably like, listen to this guy. No, I'm kidding. PC Geek, gonna be building my own enclosed rack soon. Found a place to get the square hold vertical rails online for wicked cheap. Nice. Yeah, rails are not easy to find. Square hold ones too. Ooh, interesting. Navica was looking at Synology as well, but the price wise, I ended up getting 2 ReadyNAS 3138 rack mount boxes for media and RAID storage. Found a couple of 14 terabyte WD red drives for $189 each as well. Yay, Christmas sales. Yeah, for sure. That sounds super awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. Pen Elecom online, 20 U rails, about $7 each. Yeah, that's super cheap. Man, I'm caught up on comments, but at the same time, I need to kind of wrap it up. Man, today was awesome. So first of all, yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. Second of all, before I forget, we should raid someone, and we're gonna raid someone. So stick around for just a second. I'm gonna pull this up right here. But while I'm doing that, man, thank you guys all for being here. Like, great turnout. Thank you so much for chatting. Yeah, I'm losing my train of thought because I'm seeing a bunch of videos that we might raid. But yeah, thanks for chatting. There were tons of subs, gifted subs. Thank you so much for that. But yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, thanks for being here and joining me tonight. We are going to raid someone. I'm going to kick it over to here. So the way that this usually works is that, let me put this on the right screen. The way that this usually works, if you've been here before, you know, I kind of like to let Twitch's algorithm do most of the work. And when I say do most of the work, well, that wasn't working. When I say do most of the work, I mean like I usually kind of pick from who they suggest. And so there's another thing that we usually do is we usually have a bunch of emojis that you can spam if you want. Bananas is oh my gosh, did I just delete that? No. Sorry, I like have this other document where I copy and paste this stuff. You would think I would have, I just figured it out. I'm gonna have a command to get a raid icons all in one. But here are some raid icons. Pick and choose whatever you want. There's also the ones, if you're a subscriber, we have some here. Let's do sudo, and let's do run as, and then let's do, it's always DNS. Always. What? DNS? There we go. There's some other ones too. If you're a subscriber, you can use those. You can use any ones you want. But the way this usually works is, hey, let's pick someone to raid. The way I usually go from is 1, in the first couple of rows. 2, it has to be a human doing something and not just like a bot account or an unintended account running some 24/7 stream. 3, I usually try not to pick or don't want to pick companies or any kind of sponsored streams because they're getting plenty of views there. Hey, Matthew, resub, tier 1, 2 months. All right, way to end the stream. Thank you so much. So I'm open to suggestions. We've rated him before. This guy right here, I don't know, we probably shouldn't raid that guy. I'm just kidding, that's me. I'm open to suggestions. Ham radio antenna upgrade. I know very little about ham radios. I feel like, did we do anything with ham radio crash course before? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that sounds pretty awesome. There's also Electronics DIY. I don't know who he is. Sid Hersey. I kind of like the variety this time. Let me see if this person is actually live right now. The other thing we have to check is to make sure they are live. HRCC is great ham content. All right. Hey, I'm going with that. Someone called it out, and if you called it out, and then we're gonna check this out first. So let's just make sure that they're still live. Great. I'm gonna get everything ready and going. Oh, what the heck is going on? Oh, it's because I clicked on an ad, and then you know what kicked in. My all kicked in. Hey, I like this. All right. There we go. Ham radio. Guy looks good. All right. So we're going to rate him. Thank you guys so much for being here again. If I can tell you. I cannot. Oh, he doesn't accept raids. All right. I cannot raid that channel. So, okay. I guess he doesn't want us to raid his channel. That's odd. I don't remember that ever happening before. It's like the first time I ever tried to raid a channel and it said I can't raid a channel. We're going here. Sid Hersey. I don't know what's going on here. I think we should kind of listen a little bit first, just to make sure. Is this? Oh, it's like he's got. All right, yeah, I like how this is going. All right, anyways, that's what we're gonna do. I just wanted to make sure like it was like a real human. So we're gonna rate him. Give him some love. Be kind. Be good. We're gonna rate him, and it will start in about 9 seconds. Again, thank you so much. I will be back. I'm not sure if it's gonna be Thursday and Saturday, but Saturday for sure. Thank you guys again. Show him some love. Be kind. Be good, and yeah, also be good to each other. Take care. Thank you guys so much.